Hello, we are still flying over Yemen. We are near the coast in the Indian Ocean, Indian Ocean, sorry. And we are going to land at a town called Mukalla, and which is a harbor town near the coast. We are actually past the town. We'll have to turn around to find the airport because we're heading from the east. And what's interesting about this approach is that it's a VOR DME approach, which is an old kind of approach because it's a small airport without modern localizers or anything of the sort, and it has no vertical guidance whatsoever, which is not really an issue for us since this old airplane does not have any kind of vertical navigation. But if you were landing an airliner or a more modern plane here, you would definitely feel the difference because it basically leaves you at 5 miles from the airport at 3,000 feet, and then you have to do everything else to make sure you land properly. It also doesn't have local weather information, although there are no clouds. We should be fine.
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, turn right, heading 140.
Turn right, heading 140, CIC 06. So now we're starting our procedure to align ourselves with the runway. We'll soon have to descend to 3,000 feet, I believe. We want to reach this waypoint here, which is FT-24, and then we'll land. So we're turning towards the sea. That's not Mukalla. We won't see the city because it's about 15 miles to the west of the airport. We'll have screenshots of it. But yeah, so what we're going to have to do is basically turn right to 240 and descend to 3,000 feet. I already have turned on the fuel pump, the landing lights, but gear is still up. I'll wait for the final turn before we deploy the gear. This is a very dry, desertic part of Yemen, part of the old Hadramaut Sultanate, I believe, which I will research for the flight report.
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, 6 miles from F24, turn right, heading 1905, maintain 3,000 feet until established on the final approach course, cleared VOR DME runway 24.
Turn right, heading 195, descend to 3,000 feet until established on final approach, cleared VOR DME 24, CIC 06. So let's turn right and descend. 195 is over here-ish. We actually need this guidance, so after we turn 195 we can probably start turning to 240, which is the correct. Yeah, let's do that. Let's align with the runway. 241 and keep descending. Oh, there's a nice hill over there. So yeah, see, we want to align here, and that's exactly that. So let's call ATC and say, okay, 3,000 feet. We want to slow down so we can deploy the gear. So let's do that. Approach CIC 06 established on final.
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, affirmative.
There. Since we pulled the aircraft up, oh, there's the runway after the hill, so we have to take it into account. Speed's going to slow to 150, we can deploy the gear. Wait for the light to turn up, turn on, green light, fine. This will slow us down even more. You're probably used to it by now. Once we hit the white stripe here, we can use the first stage of flaps, then full props, full mixture. A bit more power, trim up. And when we hit F
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, contact Mukalla Tower 118.3.
1183. Tower CIC06 on final runway 24.
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, Mukalla Tower, runway 24, cleared to land.
Clear to land runway 24, CIC06. We're still about 8 miles from the runway, so this is going to be a slow, careful descent. As you can see, as you probably noticed, we didn't get wind information, so we're just going to have to guess. I would assume we are going to have a headwind, but with a crosswind element, probably from the mountains over here, or maybe from the sea. I actually have no idea. So we are descending slowly, trying to keep the runway in sight, but also it can't descend too quickly because of this little mesa here. Is that what you call it, a mesa? And we trim up as we go. Can have the second stage of flaps, and then we just go, pretty much. There is no guidance at all. You see this little bar here and this bar over here, they let us know that we have no guidance. We should turn to VLOC, and that will now guide us to the VOR instead of the GPS, which is slightly more precise. We want to keep this bar, as this arrow, as straight as possible. It might be descending a little too quick, but not too badly. Just need to make sure, as always, that speed doesn't go beyond 120 miles, so we trim up a little bit more. Oh, actually, trim up maybe far too much. So a little less power. About 12 manifold pressure is usually a good rate of descent. We are at sea level, so there is not much that should interfere with our descent. I am pushing the plane down a little bit just to make sure we are at less than 5 miles. And just trying to keep it straight with the runway. There shouldn't be much of a crosswind, really. It's been quite easy to keep the plane going straight. It's just a descent that might be still at 1,500 feet. So we need to descend faster. I can't see the lights yet. Maybe there are those, the mirrors actually, that let you know whether your descent is at the right rate, but we are descending at about 5 degrees, so actually probably faster than we need to. But again, that's not a big deal. We seem to be going pretty steadily so far. There is a canal, I guess, right before the runway. And we've cleared the mesa, so okay, third stage of flaps. hopefully will slow us down a bit more. A little less power. Let's go almost to 10. Don't drift to the right. Yeah, I don't think there are the mirrors either, so this is very visual. Let's just keep going. 800 feet. Speed is down, that's good. Or maybe they're here, I guess. There's a red and a white, so yeah, we need to go a bit faster. And yes, we're being pushed to the right now, so we have to compensate. Go over the canal and not on the canal. Yeah, the lights are here and they're all red, so we're a bit low, but that's fine. It's still under control. They should be turning white at any moment now as I keep it steady. Come on, turn white. Don't. Oh, there you go. See? We just. Now we're actually too high, so let's cut power and just try to glide over the runway. Yeah, we're being pushed to the right, so we'll try to compensate. Pull up, and then we float as always with this plane. And there we go. Well, that's...
Charlie India, Charlie Alpha 06, exit right next available taxiway.
Exit right, CIC 06. That was a pretty smooth landing, if I do say so myself. Anyway, here we are at Mukalla, Yemen. Again, a default airport, not much to see. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. We'll do some island hopping. It's been a while.